Ladies and gentlemen of Mrs. Casey's 5th period AP Lang class, coming live from Bellingham, Washington, presenting Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, comes an inspiring TED Talker known by the name of Warren Zins. Welcome. Today, what I will be discussing are 7 key influencers of persuasion that Robert C. Cialdini, the author of this novel, has developed over 35 long years of research and development in the field of behavioral psychology. This novel, Influence, explains the psychology of why people say yes and how you can apply these findings to your life and others. If you're interested in the fields of behavioral economics, evolutionary psychology, and game theory, you'll like Influence too. The 6 main principles are: the rule of reciprocation states that we should always try to repay in kind what another person has provided for us. A real-world example of the rules of reciprocity would be if your friend or somebody you know buys you lunch and you feel obligated to pay for it the next time. Or if you're at a supermarket and they give you a free sample because they don't expect anything in return, yet you feel obligated to buy the product that you would not buy in the first place. The next subject is called commitment and consistency. It is known as the desire to be and to appear consistent with what we have already done. Once we've made a choice, we encounter personal and intrapersonal pressures to behave consistently with that commitment. A real-life example of this would be a consumer at a supermarket continuing to buy a product that they usually buy, even though it might be more expensive than the other products on the shelf, but they're more safe and secure with the product that they already know. The third influencer, social proof, is what a lot of us would like to think is peer pressure, but I think of it more as a herd mentality. This rule applies especially to the way we decide what constitutes correct behavior. We view a behavior as more correct in a given situation to the degree that we see others performing it. Basically, if everyone's doing it, I'll do it too. Social proofs can be found very easily in daily life. For example, a group of friends starts wearing their jeans really low, or their hair a different way, and you do it too because you want to fit in. Or someone tells a joke and you laugh along even though you don't get it. The fourth theory, liking, very simply put, is that we prefer to say yes to the requests of the people that we know and like, as opposed to the people that we don't know and we don't like. The factors that cause one person to like another are: the fifth influencer is called authority. Very simply, we as humans tend to follow authority figures. From a very young age, we're taught that disobedience from authority is bad, and obedience is good. We see authority used every day influentially in advertising. When companies use celebrities as testimonials to vouch for their product, we as consumers see that the person we know and love is vouching for this product, so it makes us more inclined to buy it. We use authority every day in real life when we use deductive reasoning to conclude who a person is or how they live based on what they wear or how they present themselves. For example, we're going to conclude that a person dressed in a tuxedo has more authority than a person in board shorts and a t-shirt. I mean, we don't know that, but it's safe to say. The final principle of scarcity states that opportunities seem more valuable to us when their availability is limited. This is based off the idea of loss aversion. The theory of loss aversion states that the fear of loss is always greater than the desire for gain in a certain situation. Scarcity is a prime reason of why we're more influenced in someone's business when they're not answering our calls or our texts. Because they're making themselves scarce, we're more interested when we don't know what's going on. Scarcity is one of the leading examples of collectibles like baseball cards, stamps, and coins, and also the consumption of luxury foods such as caviar. When someone eats caviar, it's not necessarily for the taste, more that it's expensive, and expensive means rare, or scarce in this case. After discussing the 6 influencers that cause persuasion, it's safe to say that the ideals in this novel are sound and should be spread to other people. The ideas in this novel contribute heavily to the schemes of marketing and economics, but not only that, it also contributes to our own lives on a daily basis. After reading this novel, Influence the Psychology of Persuasion, written by Robert Cialdini, I have an increased understanding of why we say yes on a daily basis, and how these factors and influences can be used as applications in a daily lifestyle. Well, folks, I guess it's time for me to leave.
Oh!
Hey. It's safe to say I will be back next week.